a lot of people that have lost people to suicide do not like to hear the words committed suicide. And it's interesting, I picked this up very, very quickly when I hear people talk. When you commit something, it's like you've committed a crime or a sin, which it was a crime at one stage and it was a sin. It's no longer that, so they haven't committed. So it's being aware of those things.
Yeah.
Also, it's interesting, I spoke to a psychologist a few years after Brian died, and he raised the whole thing, that when it was a sin and when it was a crime, in a way, they were a deterrent.
Yeah.
And when they were removed, there was nothing to replace it. So what he felt was we still needed some sort of deterrent, if you know, things to stop people. So he said it was people like myself that had gone through it, letting people know that the pain doesn't end.
Yeah.
And the consequences. And here I am 12 years down the road. It still hurts. So, and I think that's really important, that people realise it isn't a crime. They haven't committed anything, be a crime or a sin. And for everyone, newspapers, for the community in general, to be wary of speculation and rumours. You know, it's strange for people. One of the rumours was when Brian died was that he had a heroin overdose or something like that. You know, and there's that. I suppose it does have, and that can happen in the media where it's a gossip element and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it is very hard because we have had recently quite a few murder suicides and things like that. So that does muddy the waters, and you're coming to a totally different thing. So I do get why people feel a certain way. Yeah. And we're all nosy. As human beings, we want to know the ins and outs. The problem is, though, when somebody dies by suicide, what you're left with, for me as a mother, was left with questions. I'm often was left with guilt, which is a lot of people are, with guilt of not being able to get him the help that he needed.
Yeah.
Feeling judged. I mean, people, you see yourself when something happens, people, it's easy to stand on the sidelines and criticise, oh, well, it must have been whatever. There must be something going on.
Yeah.
Okay? Doesn't necessarily mean there's been anything going on. There could have been, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. So, as the person, you've lost someone and you're feeling all these things, guilt, shame even. And they say the stigma is going, but it's still there.
Yeah.
No, it's nearly like, I can remember people not wanting to tell their children that Brian had died. I remember my nephews, I think it was, being told that he was killed crossing the road. Stay.